What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Good Influences.
Influences.
What?
Influences.
Did I say
You've
did I
been
say it
on
wrong?
vacation.
I don't know.
Yeah, you said
I just mess that up?
You said influences.
Are you drunk?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little
Are you
bit?
jet lagged at all?
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
yeah.
how's
Yeah.
the jet lag from Greece?
It's a little tough. It's
Oh,
hard.
here we go.
We were talking about the earthquake that happened at 7:30 a.m. and you said you were awake for it.
Wide awake.
Which is, I was like, oh, he must be jet lagged.
Oh, yes.
It was
I was using ChatGPT a lot to be like, okay, here's my flight back from Greece. Here's what time I'm getting home. What time should I sleep? Which plane
Time
should I sleep
shifter.
on? I know, but I ran out. I used the free.
Right.
Anyway, I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys.
How was
missed
your
you.
time?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of Greek salads.
They looked delicious.
the best.
The food was banging. It was incredibly cheap, thankfully.
Your favorite.
Saw a bunch of. I saw the Acropolis, which was kind of sick.
What did you call me?
I'm like, what's the Acropolis?
I didn't know what it was either.
Metropolis?
is?
What did he say?
It's like one of the most iconic,
Acropolis.
Greek, I don't know, structures.
No, no.
No,
Fuck, Matt,
feta
explain.
cheese in a block is the
Yeah.
Oh my
that was
God,
the
I
best
got
Greek structure.
So many different. They had fried cheese. They had crispy
Oh.
cheese, spicy cheese.
Ooh.
It was all different kinds of cheeses.
Spicy cheese.
Feta, usually.
Feta
Yeah.
sometimes, and they have the local
Yummy.
Greek cheese.
What was your favorite thing that you did?
Oh, favorite thing that I did. Great question.
Peak and pit of your trip.
Peak and pit.
Yeah.
You're
That's a
high,
new
you're
one.
low, and you're buffalo.
What's the buffalo?
Buffalo.
The in between?
It's the funniest thing that happened to you.
The buffalo.
We,
just
were,
think of the
we call it
casino
roses
Rose
and
and
thorns.
thorn. Yeah.
Oh,
Peak
yes.
and pit. That's a new one. Highs and lows, hot or not.
Hot or not?
We were doing
Smash or pass?
we were trying to do the best blank of the trip. So like we were trying to find the best Greek salad of the trip. So the B
Got it.
of the trip. It took me a while to figure out that acronym on the fly. So if we had like a cup of coffee, I'd be like, oh, this is the and I couldn't. So by the end of the trip, I figured it out.
B-cot.
B-cot. Yeah, it took me a while to figure it out. There was this restaurant that we went to. It was just like you have to walk in between a bunch of these like very classically white Greek houses with the blue doors, and
yeah.
you're
Cute.
kind of just walking through a village, and then all of a sudden you're just at this restaurant, and there was like this old dude, and he came to our table and talking about how he hired two of his ex-wives to be the staff there, and he's being like a little bit misogynistic, but in like a funny, oh grandpa kind of way. And the meal was just unbelievable. It's the only place we went to a second time, Byzantino
Wow.
in Paros, if you're ever there.
Shout out to
Yummy.
Byzantinos.
Really, really good food. So many cats
I know, I
everywhere.
can't.
It
Oh,
was-
yeah.
Street cats.
But
And
they
they all
were
take
like-
care of them, right?
They're like so friendly and come up to you, and they're
I would
well-fed.
literally have such a hard time not taking one home.
They don't really let you pick them up. I picked one up, a little baby one, and there was lots of little baby ones too.
Oh, the kittens! I can't.
I was going to show you my cat and
Why is
Album.
Mamma Mia set in Greece?
Why not?
Because I guess it's the
When in
ABBA
Rome,
song
am I right?
Mamma Mia, but I think Mamma Mia is like Italian,
Yeah.
but like it's set in Greece.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Okay, didn't
Aren't
know.
they
if,
just like on vacation?
Well, she has like the bed and breakfast, Meryl
Yeah.
Streep and her daughter. No, they're not on vacation. They're having a wedding in her hometown. Nah, just questions.
Are y'all watching The Perfect Couple?
No, I haven't started it. The Nicole
Finished
Kidman
it.
show. Is it good? Is it worth it?
I thought it was fine.
I like
Bummer.
it so far. We're on episode 4. It's kind of like White Lotus-y vibes.
So it's just like a lot of tension, but kind of going nowhere until it like finally
Kinda.
all
Exactly. Yeah.
falls. Yeah.
yeah, but you're
that's-
like, for me, the whole time I'm like, what happened?
okay.
The whole time. So like every episode, a little bit more comes out.
what's the Nathan Fielder, Emma Stone show that came out?
The Curse.
Yeah, did you
oh
watch that one?
my
No.
gosh.
Yeah, we talked about this so long ago.
Well, you just said something about tension where nothing happens,
Yeah.
and that's kind of
I
reminds
hated
me.
that show.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was the most masterfully unbearable thing I've ever watched.
Such
So
Nathan
unbearable.
Like
Fielder.
I hated,
I
I
couldn't
loved,
even
I loved
finish
it so much, but I hated every single moment
Yeah,
of it.
it's like Uncut Gems for 8 hours.
Yes.
You're just like, this is a nightmare.
But Emma Stone is phenomenal in it. Phenomenal. Emma Stone is the best actress alive right now.
He scared Aaron.
Yeah.
She was like, oh.
Did you see the new one, Kinds of Kindness?
I started it, dude. It is not my tempo.
Really?
Yeah, it's.
even know
Yorgos
what that
Lanthimos
is.
not knocking it out of the park for
I
you.
think this was just his like fun film that he wanted to make for himself. It's not like I think anything of massive critical acclaim. I don't think it's going to win any Oscars.
Interesting. Quick civil service PSA. Remember to get registered to vote. If you're not, deadline's coming up. Please make sure you're registered. Just want to put that out there again because
It is too soon.
The deadlines are coming up real fast.
And don't only make sure if you're registered to vote, remind all your friends to be registered to vote too.
Yes.
Make
Did
you see
plans for
that?
voting day. Make it a fun thing. Get all your friends together. Bring maybe your ballots that have arrived in the mail earlier. Sit around. Do your research on every little thing that you're voting on. It's really fun and exciting to fulfill your civic duty.
Okay. Just want
And make sure to fill out multiple ballots.
Yeah, you
for
only have a
Kamala. I'm
couple
kidding.
weeks.
Huh?
A couple weeks left to register.
Also, I realized when I texted you guys, I was like, "Oh, Taylor endorsed Kamala," and it was like 8 minutes later. I was like,
Yeah.
"They
Yeah.
for sure already saw
Didn't even
this."
text you
Old
back.
news. That when you texted us that, it felt like it happened a year ago.
Yeah.
It was 8
Like-
minutes. It was 8 minutes later.
Yeah, eight phone minutes.
Did you
That's a long
see
time.
it? Like her direct link got over 300,000 new.
Surprisingly
People
low.
Do you
if I'm
think?
being honest, in my experience as a content creator manager agency,
Only got 13,000 clicks.
No,
The link-
300,000
Oh.
new people.
Like the post got like
Registered to vote.
2 million, I think, in the first like few minutes.
But a lot of people already registered to vote. So
Yeah.
they're like, you know what? Why am I going to click a link when I know I'm registered to vote?
That's fair.
You know, it's not like a
300,000.
new merch or
Right.
new album. I bet
300,000 is great, and I do think it actually. I saw some stat that it was like more people that registered to vote from that versus the entire debate, like on both sides.
Well, I did see that when Joe Biden endorsed her at first, he got like 40K.
that's what it was.
I think there was like 40K people
Yeah.
registered to vote, and with Taylor when she posted it, 300,000 clicked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they registered, but
I'm just saying from like a ROI perspective, 300,000 seems low for someone of her caliber, but
she's falling off.
To be fair, like
didn't wanna say it.
everyone I know who loves Taylor Swift is already registered to vote.
That's
yes.
true. I think that's like probably a good chunk of it.
Just 300,000 youngins, fresh 18-year-old babies.
I'm here for it. And
it's so funny though. All like the people I know who are like, you know, right wing and they're like Swifties and stuff. They're
Are they
like,
mad?
Yeah, they're just posting like,
Swifties
guys,
for
this
Trump."
isn't about people, it's about policies. Okay, they're just like making these like posts trying to like tone it down.
the mental gymnastics.
Oh, it's hilarious.
There was one girl on like Fox News that was like freaking like get a news. She was an anchor and she was so upset about it. And she was like, Taylor Swift is gonna take your children and give them surgeries and stuff. And Nolan was like, I think she's sad she can't go to the Eras tour.
Megyn Kelly.
She didn't get tickets.
It was Megyn Kelly. I was
She
like,
didn't get tickets.
that's what happened. She's just mad she can't go to the Eras tour. She
Yeah.
probably still wants to, but she couldn't be caught there.
They're eating the cats and dogs.
And your pets, it's my favorite thing on TikTok
Yeah,
right
it
now.
is hilarious.
All the people's pets.
Peanuts. Did you see that it lines up with the Peanuts theme song?
No.
Oh.
Like Charlie Brown peanuts.
Yes, like the way that he delivered the cadence of that speech.
Aaron's like, we don't
matches
have
up.
peanuts in our house.
Wait, like
Pets.
Vince Guaraldi.
Yes, I can pull it up if you give me 10 seconds. It's worth listening to.
Vince Guaraldi was a
Oh, I
massive.
saw another one. She's putting children in the chocolate factory and they're coming out blueberries.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Yes. Okay. Oh, god damn it.
What was that?
I sent this
Opal?
to Carly yesterday. It's so freaking funny. And it said, this is what Trump thinks Kamala's America looks like. And it says, school schedule.
Oh,
7:45 to 8. Pledge the allegiance to pride flag. 8 to 8:15. Math. Counting genders. 8:15 to 8:45. Make fun of straight people. 8:50 to 10:25. Language arts. Pronoun pop quiz. 10:32 to 1:02. Public speaking. Nicki Minaj rap along. 1:05 to 1:45. History of RuPaul's Drag Race. 11:48 to 12:28. Am I gay quiz? 12:30 to 12:45. Furry lunch. 12:45 to 1:20. Learn alphabet. LGBTQ+. 1:20 to 1:45. Coloring pride flags. 1:45 to 2. Science. Transitioning. 10 to 2:30. Britney Spears sing along.
Britney Spears sing along.
So fun.
Like a Britney Spears sing along would be so fun.
oh man, sign me up.
Am
Put my
I
kids
gay
in that
quiz?
school.
It's no
It is fun. Like they really think it's just people
Our
getting
children
surgeries
should
in school.
know the history of RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, let's
I would
be
love to
honest.
attend that day of school.
No, I know.
Oh man, that's really funny. Okay, let me just give you a little bit of this.
They're eating the pets. The TikToks are so funny of all the pets like side eyeing. Oh god, I was cracking up last night.
What a fail. Speaking of fails.
Speaking of
Speaking of fails,
Topic episode.
it's fails and flops.
I did want to make note that I posted on our Instagram and we got an overwhelming amount of Trump responses.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So I'll just throw that out there. I don't think we need to talk about it, but
yeah, let's keep politics out of this
We've
podcast.
gotten it out already.
yeah,
You're what?
we got it out.
We've got it all out.
The politics?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
kidding.
I mean, I could talk about it forever, but yeah, we should talk about some fails.
No, we're talking about fails.
I got some heaters that I'm hoping.
Somewhat.
I got some heaters. I really put in some work to think about.
Throw one out. Let's hear it.
The Titanic.
Oh yeah, a lot of people
okay.
said that too. No, a lot
In
of people
general,
said
a
that
big flop.
too.
Huh?
A lot of people.
I had that written down.
Yeah.
But honestly, it kind of like slayed the Titanic because we're still
What?
talking it. We got an amazing movie out of
It's
it.
infamous.
But I feel like that's the only reason why we remember. Otherwise,
I
like
guess.
we would never know
100%.
about the Titanic.
100%.
I wanted to research it because, well, I typed in like, was Titanic a flop? But then of course it was like, no, it did numbers at the box office. And, I was like, and then I was like, no, like the actual Titanic.
This is how she's actually Googling it. No,
And
like,
apparently like a week ago, a Carnival cruise hit an iceberg. In Alaska, and like
Yes, I saw
everyone was
this.
like freaking out, but then they were like, we finished the 7-day cruise. If I hit a fucking iceberg and then I had to continue for a full week, get me
Oh my
off.
God.
Uber helicopter.
But they were
out. I'll pay
fine.
$90,000.
No,
Get
literally,
me
Yeah.
off
bye.
that fucking boat.
sorry, everyone.
They were fine though. So we've come a long way since
Damn.
the flop of the Titanic.
I wonder if it was like a big hit or if it was just we scraped. Let's
Yeah, they,
just
like,
hope
ran
and pray.
into it.
Thoughts and
But
prayers.
how do we consider a flop? I feel like a flop is something that like tried to be a thing and then in a way it failed and honestly is basically forgotten about.
I don't know if it needs to be
I think
forgotten
it's
about.
like a
we
flop and
remember
fail.
the
Yeah.
Titanic. Okay.
Yeah, well,
The
it was
Titanic
it was
was
a
a
flop
fail.
of an invention.
It was a fail.
People died.
It was a fail and
The
it was a
boat
win.
sank.
To be honest,
There weren't enough lifeboats.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a
it was a fail.
It was a
It
fail
was the
and
largest ship in the world at the time, and it was branded unsinkable. That's why it was
Yeah.
kind of like such a big deal because they were flaunting. No way this fucking thing is going down. We don't even need enough fucking rafts for you guys because there's
that's
no
so
chance this
embarrassing.
thing's going
Yeah.
down. They
It's
were-
unsinkable. It's the
Yeah.
best ship in the land.
That
you
is so embarrassing.
imagine being like, oh, actually, you guys remember how I said it was unsinkable?
Yeah.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at
Well, I was
in
me.
the
reading-
boardroom Monday morning. So
I was reading the Wikipedia page and it said because like they don't have correspondence or like didn't then. So when it finally got back to like whoever it needed to get back to, people were under the impression that like they moved everyone from the Titanic onto another boat. And then they were like, oh no, like I think they went like a
gone.
couple days thinking that. And then you're like, oh no, like that boat sunk and
Oh,
people were
God.
on.
I don't even think telephones were big back then.
Which is crazy to think about. Like they weren't communicating with
Send a
anyone.
guy
How
on
the
a
fuck
horse.
do you know where you're
I
going?
thought there was the Britannic that was trying to get to them too. That was another
Something,
boat,
yeah. But I just thought that
think.
was interesting. Like people thought that,
Yeah.
and that
They're like,
wasn't
they're
until
fine.
like 3 days after I think it actually sunk when it got back to like New York or something.
Dang.
Wherever
And then
they
there's
were
also a
going.
conspiracy where like the Titanic
Yeah.
wasn't the Titanic; it was actually a whole other boat. It was actually the sinkable boat. Like
Yeah,
there
they
was an
they
unsinkable
like.
one, and they
No, I've heard
switched
this
them
too. They switched the names
because there were a bunch of like important people on board, and
Yes.
they wanted it to sink. There's a conspiracy
It's a
about
hoax.
that. Do you guys know King Princess,
Yeah.
the
The artist?
Yeah.
Her great grandparents
Oh, yeah.
were on the Titanic, and I think died on it.
No, that is so great. Like if if that was in my family history, I would never shut up about it.
Oh, I would never shut up. It would
I
be
would
in my
have
bio on my Instagram.
I'd have Titanic all over my
grandparents were on the
house.
Titanic. Like,
100%.
Literally, I
yeah,
dressed up
3
like
truths
the
and a lie.
1800s.
Like, bring it on, because like I got it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, imagine having like
Damn.
memorabilia from your great grandparents too. That like, that's so
But
cool
also
to
like
me.
imagine surviving that.
Yes.
Did
like
people
Rose.
survive?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rose.
Tons of a handful of folks survived.
Yeah,
Oh,
it said
Rose.
when I was reading the Wikipedia this morning, it was saying that they only had lifeboats for about half of the people.
Insane.
Kathy Bates survived, and now she's retiring.
I know.
I know,
sad.
bummer, Kathy.
She was dating DMX for a while.
Yeah, DMX, and then
What?
who was it?
Yeah.
Waka Flocka.
No, you're messing with me.
DMX. Imagine if
What did she
TikTok
say?
was around when that was happening. Like
when
people would
the
be
Titanic?
on live being like, "Uh-oh, it's got about 5 hours left." Like
Yeah.
how we were all operating when the submersible.
Yeah, and I think it
Yeah.
sunk a lot faster than they expected it
Yeah.
to.
I mean that crazy.
I also saw some video recently that they have an exhibit somewhere where they have a little bucket of water with the temperature of the Titanic water that it would have
cold
been.
plunge.
And it's like a little cold plunge. It's like 31 degrees or something.
Yeah.
And people just put their hand in and
yeah.
they just see how long they can keep their hand. And people are like, 8 seconds, I can't even keep my hand in it.
Yeah.
So they didn't know about Wim Hof back then.
yeah, if they just breathed.
That's terrible. Terrible. Too soon. Too
Make it so
soon.
Breathe.
You guys, I have. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would say I have 2 interesting Pepsi ones.
I mean,
Pepsi.
Obvi.
I wonder if I know
Jenny.
the.
Huh?
Kendall Jenner.
Oh, that's not even it. These are ones like before. These are like very late 80s, early 90s. So in 1989, Pepsi made a drink called Pepsi AM. So it's basically designed to be consumed in the morning.
Yeah.
What?
With caffeine levels similar to coffee. Marketed as a morning alternative to coffee, it failed to resonate with consumers and was eventually discontinued. So it's basically just like a soda in the morning.
Oh,
what it
wow.
was.
Like a heavily
like
caffeinated cola.
That's what the Mormons do.
Literally.
Do Mormons drink soda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not coffee.
Well, they're
No.
technically not. It's weird because they're technically not
They're all
supposed to have
liars.
caffeine. But like, yeah, all the Utah TikToks and like the Mormon mom, you should watch that, by the way. Mormon mom talk show. They all do soda.
They do soda.
Yeah, they do soda.
feel
They
like
shoot it up.
caffeinated soda.
Yeah, like Diet Coke.
Oh, they can
and-
have caffeine.
I mean, technically,
No.
my best friend growing up was Mormon, and she said technically you're not supposed to because your body should not be addicted to anything. But like her dad would drink soda all the time.
All right.
So it wasn't like
Pepsi AM sounds like something a neglectful mom would be drinking in the morning. Like, I gotta get my Pepsi AM out. Shut
my
up,
Hey, those
children.
are
mine. The AMs are mine because Mama got to go to work.
yeah, she has curlers in. She has a cigarette. She's holding her Pepsi
that's
AM.
who Pepsi AM is for.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after a quick word from today's sponsor. And this episode is brought to you by No CD. Have you ever had a thought that was so disturbing and it made you think, whoa, where did that come from? Maybe it's violent or taboo or sexual or something that maybe doesn't really feel like you. And then you start to spiral and you wonder, does this mean something about me? Well, almost everyone has thoughts like that. But for people with obsessive compulsive disorder or OCD, these intrusive thoughts can stick around, causing serious distress. OCD latches onto these thoughts and can make you feel like a monster, even if that isn't true. But what makes OCD so debilitating is that it can feel so real, and seeking help could seem like a huge risk. Since so few people understand what OCD is really like, it can feel like you have nowhere to turn, leaving you to engage in physical or mental rituals in an attempt to make the thoughts go away, even though they don't end up really helping. You're not alone, and there is hope, because OCD is highly treatable with the right kind of therapy. That's where No CD comes in. No CD offers virtual therapy with licensed therapists trained in exposure and response therapy, or ERP, a highly effective treatment designed specifically for OCD. And since every No CD therapist is an OCD specialist, they understand taboo or shameful intrusive thoughts. No CD accepts many major insurance plans and offers always-on support between therapy sessions. If you think you might be struggling with OCD and want to find out more about how No CD can help you start taking your life back, head over to nocd.com to schedule a free 15-minute call with their team. That is nocd.com to learn more and book a free 15-minute call. And now back to the episode.
And then what's the other
And
one?
then in 1993, Pepsi came out with Pepsi Clear.
Oh, yes.
Also known
Pepsi
as
Crystal.
Crystal Pepsi. Was a transparent cola introduced
Crystal meth.
to emphasize purity and healthiness. Although it generated initial curiosity, consumers found the flavor unappealing compared to regular Pepsi, leading to its discontinuation.
I've always wanted to try it. They brought it back for a little bit
Oh, they
for
did?
Stranger Things.
Oh,
because they
interesting.
reference it in Stranger Things. It's very 80s. And yeah, because but like the taste is that different. I thought the taste is basically the same. It's just clear.
I know, that's...
It's not brown.
It looks like
Yeah,
Sprite.
it's clear. It
but
looks like
tastes
Sprite.
like Pepsi.
yeah, people just didn't like the taste of
I
it.
would
for some
love to
reason.
try it. I think you can probably maybe buy it.
Look
There's
on
some
eBay.
on eBay, but like
Are they moldy?
they're probably not edible anymore.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia, you
Yeah,
know?
cute.
So it was called Crystal Pepsi, or it was called Crystal Pepsi Clear? There's
Crystal meth.
two different.
It was called Pepsi Clear, yes.
Or it was like Girl Scout cookies, you know. Some people call them Samoas, some are Caramel Delights.
Caramel Delight Gang.
Samoas.
Some people say samosas. So,
Samosas?
I don't know. I
A
just heard that.
mimosa, Mike.
Mimosa!
I know that's always in my head when I hear mimosa or samosa.
And then I mean, most notably, the Kendall Jenner Pepsi debacle.
Oh, where she
solved the
world peace?
police brutality
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
If people don't know, I've got the little summary. It was Live for Now was the name of the campaign, and it was during 2017 when police brutality was really being started to talk about. There were Black Lives Matter protests, and the ad basically is like
It was a Super Bowl ad too, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was a Super Bowl
It's
commercial.
Insane.
crazy. So basically the whole ad is like people getting together to like come protest for whatever it may be. There wasn't like any signage really specific. And then Kendall Jenner's like doing a modeling shoot and like sees an ongoing protester who like they make direct eye contact. And then he's like nods at her and she's like rips her wig off, gets ready, goes out onto the street with her Pepsi, and then goes up to like a barricade of cops, hands the cop a Pepsi can. He drinks it. World peace.
Oh, nothing like a privileged white girl handing a cop a Pepsi.
Immediately, they took it down the next day because it got so much.
Oh, it was
backlash.
the next day?
Yeah.
Damn.
Do you think the commercial could have worked if it was somebody besides Kendall Jenner?
No.
Definitely not.
I don't think so, but I think
Who, I know, but sometimes I think maybe one person kind of could have pulled it off in like a funny, adorable way.
I think
Well, it
it's
then
hard because it's like
became skits on as like
Yeah.
a joke.
yeah.
because if it was anyone else, if you're white, it just looks stupid.
Right.
And
Yeah.
no, I don't think. Yeah, it's just not gonna.
Our white savior Kendall Jenny.
Well,
Also,
please.
like, is a police officer that swayable that like he's so gung ho on murdering protesters? But if you
Pepsi
give
was
him
so good.
He just needed
like-
a little bit of sugar.
and one cop is going to change all of it. Like
I feel
one
like-
Pepsi.
yeah.
Bring Pepsi
I feel
A
like
in
if Kiki Palmer did it, and she would have like kind of.
I don't know.
She'd be like, have a Pepsi, chill out. Like, I don't know. She could have like been like. I think there could have been like
Have a
some
moon
sense
pie.
of humor. It was just taken so
It
seriously.
was very serious.
It was supposed to be.
I
just
think
like,
it's too serious
like,
of a matter though to like.
Like the
It
Michael,
was like a 3-minute
It was
long,
so
like
long.
mini movie.
it's like the Michael Jackson thing where he's on stage and the guy's pointing the gun and he just puts the gun down. Have you seen this?
No.
Probably, but
It's just like some Michael Jackson thing that it was like a stage show, but it'll get repurposed. Of
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I'm solving world peace, and it's just a guy with a huge gun, and Michael Jackson just goes. And the guy just puts
We
his gun
did
down
it.
as if like, oh yeah, that's how that works.
It was. I did read also that it was like the worst year in Pepsi sales. Like it dropped
Damn.
significantly.
Damn.
Maybe that's why they brought Pepsi Clear back.
And Addison Rae doing the Diet
Pepsi. I
God,
mean,
that
it's
song
just-
is good.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
a bop.
Did she write that with someone like Charlie XCX or something or?
I don't
Probably.
think.
I don't know if it
Charlie.
was Charlie, but
The Dare.
One thing that I think was a big flop are Segways.
oh yes.
You know, they were said to just be
I
the new.
love a Segway.
I've never been on one.
I never have either.
You'll die. My athletic director in my school rode one around. Like such a little
Like
fucking
on the sidelines at like games and
Mall
stuff.
cop.
or-
no, like in our school.
Like around
And-
campus?
Yeah, but like we didn't have a kid. Like it's a small school.
In
It
the
was
hallways?
his own Segway, or did the school pay
It was
for
his
it?
own
own?
Segway. It was so douchey.
He brought it to school.
Yeah, no, he would like be riding it down the halls.
I feel like it'd be fun to ride around like my neighborhood.
No, they're fun.
For the
I've-
young people,
It's like a hoverboard, but with a stick.
yeah. A Segway was like a small portable.
Just like a Paul Blart mall
Two
cop.
wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, Paul Bart Mall Cop.
It's like
Yes.
always mall cops. It wasn't it meant to be like an actual mode of transportation, but
Yes.
they found out walking was actually faster.
No way. They went pretty fast.
No, I'm pretty sure they were like actually walking gets you to your destination way faster than this
Because it
thing.
can't go up like stairs, you can't go up curbs.
you
You're
have to like haul the whole thing up if you're
TTT.
going up.
I also
different
believe that the inventor of the Segway died by falling off a cliff on a Segway.
You're
Yes.
kidding me.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
yeah.
It is
That's
true.
a pretty big fail.
There's a
That's
Wikipedia
crazy.
list of like inventors who were killed by their inventions.
No
and
way.
I think he's on that list. Yeah.
Can you pull that
is
list up?
secure. That's like Frankenstein. Just creepy.
Oh, like Frankenstein.
It's
oh,
like being killed by your
Yeah.
own creation.
I didn't
yeah.
know Spoiler alert! I didn't know Frankenstein killed his scientist.
You know
did,
that
right?
book was written by a 19-year-old
Frankenstein
girl?
is the scientist. It's his monster.
Who's the monster?
The monster?
Oh, I thought Frankenstein was the monster.
Frankenstein is the
Doesn't sound right
Dr.
to me.
Frankenstein creates the It's Frankenstein's monster.
Oh.
Yes, people dress up as like I'm Frankenstein. Not really.
Wait, I didn't know that
Whoa.
either.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've never known that?
It's
No.
Dr. Frankenstein.
Sorry.
Dr.
I've
Frankenstein
never seen
is the person, and then he creates the monster.
That is not doesn't make sense to me. I don't like that.
But then, like the reverse of that is like, well, Frankenstein actually is the monster because
He
the
created
doctor
it.
created something that shouldn't have been created. So they're the real monster. The human being is the monster in the story.
Who wrote Frankenstein?
Mary
Mike?
Shelley when she was 19 years old.
Boom!
19.
points.
Damn.
Yeah.
10 points for Gryffindor. Who wrote
But-
that? J.K. Rowling. Flop.
Oh, I'm reading the bell jar.
Oh, Sylvia Plath.
I saw you rated it 5 stars.
I gave it 5
Yeah.
stars. Ooh, that's more of like a 4
I
or
saw
3.
you either tweeted or posted on
did.
Instagram. Like, I'm reading a book, and
author-
it turns out that the author put her head in the oven, and it makes total sense
to kill
now.
herself. She literally committed suicide by sticking her head in an oven when she was 30.
Maggie Gyllenhaal does the audiobook for The Bell Jar, and it's
Oh.
really good.
Oh yeah, I actually saw that. but
Yeah, she does a really great job. Oh, yeah.
What were we
Fun
talking
book.
about?
She was almost a flop.
Frankenstein.
Oh, segues.
Oh, and also do you guys know, like, to segue into this next topic,
To segue.
the word segue is written differently
yes,
than
it's
the...
so confusing because I will write it the
Oh.
way that this is all the time.
Yeah.
It's like
What is it, like a
segue?
UE?
Yeah.
Yes.
SEGUE
Get
is
up,
the
grow up.
verb.
I know, that was
Annoying.
one... I feel like I learned it, like,
Flop.
in college, that it was written differently. I was like, what is this word? I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's segue.
I mean, I've definitely never wrote it that way. If I've ever written that word.
It really was
Segue.
just those like early 2018 hoverboards, but with a stick.
Do you,
That
Are
really
they
is
still
all it
making
was.
them? Can you buy a Segway, or are all
I
the
don't think
Segways
so.
made in 2008?
We should get
in-
one.
Are they easy to like fall?
Yes.
Yes.
Really? I
yeah.
think it'd be so much easier than like a hoverboard.
It's hard.
No, I think they're a little bit more stable than a hoverboard.
The
I think
hoverboards
it
are
can-
crazy.
Yeah, there's a store, Segway Los Angeles.
Let's guess how much they are.
Okay.
Oh, I'll say around $3,000.
I would say
I'll go
2,500
1,500.
base model.
1,500, Bob.
Oh wait, this is one of the ones that goes on your knees.
Your knees.
There's a knee Segway.
Yeah.
Sounds a little safer.
Price of a Segway depends on the model.
Yes.
A Segway 9-bot kick scooter is $300 to
Those are
$1,200.
those are just the knee ones though.
Okay. Basically, the classic larger Segway is approximately $6,000 to $8,000.
Oh my god.
Get a used
Buy a
smart
car
car.
at that
Yeah,
point.
get a golf cart.
Like this is
Literally.
that's sick.
Yeah, that is
That is sick.
you on the highway on the 405.
She looks-
just like
She looks cool.
Have a blinker.
coming to record.
I don't know, man.
With her little crock bag.
Where do you put it? Hey, I'm here for the housewarming party. Can I park my Segway in your living room? Like,
Well, you had a boosted board, same thing.
that's much
Look
smaller.
at that.
I know.
That's like the size of a
Yeah, they do
skateboard.
like
Slay.
Segway tours
Yeah,
in like
one
cities
of
and
Nolan's
stuff.
friends did in Nashville. He like
Yeah.
fully did a Segway tour, and he'd do circles. Like he was like all
If
Yeah.
I
about
got
it.
invited to the Met Gala, I would show up in a
Look at these
Segway.
wheels on this one.
Hey, at the Met
You
Gala,
jump on this.
at the Met Gala, just thought of this. There's stairs. What if you're in a wheelchair and you're invited to the Met
There's
Gala?
probably an
There's
elevator.
They probably
definite-
have ADA.
Yeah.
They definitely
compliance.
have an-
It's the
but I
MoMA.
want to like pose on the steps. I don't.
You
like,
probably can.
Yeah, they probably do.
But I know at like Universal, you cannot take the elevator unless you are in a wheelchair. Like you need
Oh,
to take
right.
it. Because one time I went through a weird spout where I had escalator anxiety. Where like anytime I'd use an escalator, I felt like I was passing out. So like Universal was terrible because there's
Oh.
like 10-mile long.
Crazy.
5 sets of these long ass escalators.
love
And I remember
those
one time I was there
escalators.
and I was like, there's no fucking way I can do it. And I was like, is there any way I can use the elevator? And they're like, sorry, no. Unless you have like a disability or something. And I was like, okay.
I would say I do.
I know, but I didn't feel like I did.
And then what would they say? Prove it.
I just started like passing out.
Yeah.
I told you.
Another flop, obviously Firefest.
Oh, yeah.
massive. But it's coming back. Billy's working on Firefest 2
When is it supposed to be?
in early next year.
Should
It's
we go?
Ja
March
Rule
of
is a
20.
partner on that one as well.
Ja Rule?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be a good move for him probably to.
Did
to
you guys
actually
get hit up to
do it.
promote it?
No, I don't think so.
The first one?
The
Yeah.
first one? No, I didn't. But my friend went to Fire Festival to shoot all the promo videos
Oh.
for the festival. So
my
he was there like a
God.
month before it all.
Did the festival happen at all? Like, was there
Yeah.
any performances? Yeah.
I don't. Maybe some really crappy DJ sets, but
But the issue is they just ran out of like food and water, right? They just didn't prepare and
think
bring
so.
like all their vendors just didn't show up and
Yeah.
Stas and like Kelsey and like
Oh, yeah.
I think like Kylie.
Didn't like Kendall Jenner promote it or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot. The Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, Haley Baldwin, Emily Ratajkowski, like they were all posting, but like it wasn't ever said that it was an advertisement.
And like that they would be there or something like
no,
that.
I think it was like, oh, we're going.
Oh, I thought it was a weird thing where like, are these people going or are they just promoting it?
I don't.
That's so
Would you
it's
go
crazy that
if
happened.
then they were like, "Hey, influencers, come for free"?
Um,
Just to go experience
For
yeah.
Firefest 2 and like have the stories to
well,
talk
I don't really
about
want
it.
to go to a
No.
festival to be honest, but if I feel like
I don't care enough to go
because it is Fire Festival, it'd be interesting to see like. But then if it just like goes without a hitch, just like okay, now I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'll watch other TikTokers there.
Yeah, I'll watch
Okay.
like a live of someone entering or something.
I also like don't want to give that man money. He's a scam artist.
Yeah.
True.
Right. True. Yeah.
But I
He
think
went
it would
to-
be.
He went to jail, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
for
he did.
he was sentenced for 6 years.
Yeah. Where is it supposed to be? Do you know?
Insane.
I think like in the Bahamas, like same area as it
Oh,
was
let's just
before.
run it back.
But wasn't it like every project he was ever a part of was like a scam?
I didn't watch the documentary.
I
should.
did, but so long ago. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was like the whole. He had this basically this Soho lounge type. Thank you. It's an Avora watch.
Very cute.
He had like this Soho type like social club lounge where you had this like special type
Yeah.
of card and you could have access to like the building or whatever.
Scam artist.
Yep, scam artists, absolutely. Do you guys remember Google Plus?
What is that?
Oh,
That sounds so
yeah.
familiar.
Google Plus was basically Google's attempt at being like the new Facebook or
It
new
was a
MySpace.
social media network.
It happened like in college, and
I
I
feel
remember
like I
like
kinda remember
freaking out. I
this.
needed to make a Google Plus thing
Or
because it was
you were-
almost like LinkedIn. It was all.
Matt freaking out at 18. Guys, I have to make a Google Plus account.
I thought like I had to go like full tilt. I was gonna get famous on Google Plus.
Verified on Google Plus.
What
Yeah.
year was that?
I feel like it was like 2010.
10, 8,
Wait,
9.
I think I have it.
Oh,
on here.
wow.
Oh, I don't have
It was,
the
and
date.
it was just so confusing because you had a Gmail account, you had like your Google account, but then there was Google Plus account, and it wasn't really clear what you would do with it. It was kind of
They're
like
like Google
LinkedIn.
Hangouts. There. It was like
Oh, yeah.
It was more of your social dashboard.
Weren't
for
there
all
like a
your
lot of
Google
bubbles and it
services.
was people's pictures?
There were
And you
circles.
could like, okay, I
You
kind
had
of remember
like you
this.
could join circles and stuff, and like who was in your circle. Oof.
It's giving MySpace
Yeah,
top 8.
it was.
Bring back MySpace.
There's a whole website called Google Graveyard where you can just see all of their failed projects. They have so many things that they tried that just completely failed.
MySpace, I know that somebody has recreated MySpace in like its old coding, and so you can go around and like surf on MySpace, but you still don't have access to your profiles. And mine got fished at the end, and so it's been locked out of my MySpace. I would love to still be able to log into my
That's-
MySpace.
I know.
Because it's my account.
That's-
if I can just,
my
if
rights.
MySpace
Yeah.
just had like a verification day, and you just got
Didn't
to
they
like.
wipe the whole website though? Like it's
No,
completely gone.
I think your MySpace pages are still kind of up. They're like it looks like shit.
Damn.
I
That's
thought
I would
crazy.
love to see.
I know. Who was in my top 8? Like, I don't even know. Well,
Like, yeah,
Caitlin
like
definitely.
when did you leave MySpace? Like, and who were your top
It's just
8?
a graveyard now.
I remember.
Tila Tequila.
Oh,
Loved
I
her.
remember
She
that.
wasn't in my top 8.
No, I know.
I
but
think
she
she was
like
in
the
mine,
most
to be
famous.
honest.
She was
Props to Jeffree Star. I feel like he was the one person who was famous
Yeah.
on MySpace and continued to still like.
There were some like
triumph
emo
after.
people that got really big on MySpace, and then they'd go to
Jack
like
Vanek,
stick
Isn't
them.
that where she kind of
Who?
Jack Vanek?
I don't know.
Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Oh, huge.
I mean, he
was
was
on
big with like his
Oh.
audience.
AOL
in
Instant
general.
Messenger too. I would always try to message him on AOL and he never responded.
This episode is sponsored by Way. I love Way products. Everything they have, I swear, smells so good. I have some of their hand soap, lotion, hair gloss, which I absolutely love, leave-in conditioner. Must I go on? They sent me candles and they smelled amazing. I would like to be doused in whatever Way uses to scent their products, please. But no, I have very fine hair, as you know, as you all know. It looks very greasy very easily, which is very annoying to me. I wish I had more of it. I'm jealous of thick-haired girlies and boys out there because we always want what we can't have, right? But Way does make it easier. I love their leave-in conditioner. My hair's a little bit on the dry side. My hairstylist told me that last time, and I was like, oh. So I've been using the leave-in conditioner a lot more, and it smells so good, just like everything. I'm probably on my 3rd one. They sent me one a couple years ago, and I liked it so much, I kept buying it. So thank you, Way, for that. I also use their hair gloss in the shower. Again, smells amazing. Makes my hair shiny and glossy. And if you don't know what hair type you have, you can take the quiz online and get your answers there, and then you can start purchasing things that are catered to your hair. And that's a good thing about Way is they have like fine hair shampoo conditioner, thick hair shampoo conditioner. Wash your way to healthy hair and get a hair routine that's made just for you by Way. Go to THEOUAI.com and use promo code GOOD for 15% off any product. That's THEOUAI.com, promo code GOOD. I was convinced I was talking to the drummer from Green Day on MSN Messenger, and I would talk to him all the time, and it wasn't, I mean, in my head it was
boy.
him, but his name was
bet
Trey
you
Cool.
could access Dane Cook pretty easily now.
I could
Yeah.
what?
He's live on TikTok all the time.
He did
Yeah.
Jason's podcast, I think.
Oh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was the biggest Dane Cook fan. I made
Me
t-shirts.
too.
No,
when I
me
went
too.
to-
I loved him.
He was funny though.
He tapped into that era of like
No,
comedy.
it was good at that time. I feel like the humor now isn't as funny, but
He was very confident and he was a good storyteller.
he
Yeah.
was very
And he was
like
kind of adorable.
and the
too.
jokes were good.
Yeah.
He was a little douchey, like wearing the fucking, or as I call them now, wife pleasers. Have you seen this?
oh my god, just say beater.
No, I like wife pleasers.
I hardly know.
I don't
her.
like wife pleaser.
You don't like wife pleasers?
It's just like corny.
Wife, please. Are you gonna wear your wife wife pleaser tonight, baby.
It's better than saying
You better be.
wife beater. That's insane.
It's like white tank top.
White tank.
Hey, can I
what
wear
do
my
you say?
domestic
What do you
abuse
say when
hoodie?
you're like
My
whisking-
domestic abuse hoodie.
I would love to know the origin of where the wife beater, like, sorry,
Because
I'm
it's just
saying
like
it.
people in
Do you
the...
think
How
people in like
dare
the
you.
food industry like no longer say they beat eggs?
No, they do.
You beat an egg.
But
Yeah,
that's
you-
offensive.
Maybe whip. Oh, whip's not good either.
Whip,
Yeah.
Whip.
I'm
Whisk.
looking it up.
What's
You
the
whip
appropriate?
cream.
You please your eggs.
You guys don't like...
Egg pleaser.
I like calling it a wife pleaser. I think it's a great branding turnaround.
The term wife beater, when referring to a sleeveless undershirt, has problematic and offensive origins tied to negative stereotypes and media representation. Okay. The term likely emerged in the mid 20th century, becoming widely popular in the 1990s. Its roots are believed to stem from media depictions, real life crime, and pop culture influence.
Streetcar named Desire.
What?
Marlon Brando. I don't know.
I feel like
Domestic abuse hoodies. Bring them
somebody.
back.
I think that somebody else. There's a different name.
Where are we just before this?
We're
We were
talking
talking about Google Plus.
I looked it up. It came out in 2011.
Oh, 2011. Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
college.
And it's interesting because,
Oh, Dane Cook.
Oh, Dana.
oh, sorry. Did you want to talk about that?
I do.
Okay.
I thought he was great. And I feel like he did. There was one special he did like after his super famous run where he like disappeared and then came back, and it was incredibly funny. But I think he was just like too ubiquitous. He was everywhere
Yeah.
all the time.
Well,
If
and
you
his
get-
brother.
And then married a teenager.
Well, dude, yeah, he posted something like, "Where have you been all my life?" And they were like, "She literally wasn't born yet."
she wasn't there for half of it. So.
Have you looked into his like game nights he
Yes.
would have at his
Yes.
house?
Huh?
That's where he
And
met
they would-
her. She was there
Oh,
when she was
that's
like
right.
15 or
He
something.
would have like these parties, but they're game nights and like famous 16-year-olds.
It's giving
and stuff
Epstein
would-
Island,
Yeah.
but his house.
Dane Cook Island.
Dane
But if
Cook
I was
House
16 and you
Island.
told me I was going to Dane Cook's
Oh.
house to play games,
I
I'm
know.
going.
That's
Yeah.
like when Emmy was
I-
talking about, what's that movie?
What?
What's that movie Emmy was talking about? And she was like, it's kind of giving Epstein.
Don't think twice. Not don't
Blink
think twice.
twice.
Blink twice.
Yeah.
I emailed Dane Cook when I was like 15, and I have the email in my email account. I somehow came across it recently, and it's the most
Wait,
cringe.
read it. Read it.
Read it.
Read it.
Oh
read it.
man,
Read
it's
it.
really cringe,
What was
guys.
the name of his like big special?
Vicious Circle.
And the SoFi, his like super
Yeah.
middle finger. I thought that
No,
was
there was a different one that I'm
yes.
thinking of.
It was very like gray.
Yes,
I had
I
it on
know.
DVD.
I had a CD of it.
B-E-N-E. Breaking
Breaking.
and entering.
Like now it's like
Oh wow, 2009. Dane Cook sent you a MySpace message.
what?
He was probably like using like a feature.
Yeah.
Andy's a little
But
But he was like
Boston
really
boy.
communicative with his fans. It's like how he
Yes.
became so big. But then his brother was his manager and he stole like all his money.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a-
did he?
There's like a really interesting. I think he was on some podcast talking about it. It might be Joe Rogan, but he was like fully explaining what happened, and it's really bad.
And he lost like over like 50 to like nearly $100 million
Yeah.
off of his brother.
Dang. He's been in so many good movies.
Could you imagine a family member doing that to you?
No.
Oh, I would be devastated.
Maybe it was Vicious Circle.
Like Kevin?
Yeah, it was.
Vicious Circle is his
Kevin's
biggest
your
one.
manager and
Yeah.
he steals
Oh,
all
I
your money.
remember. Yeah, see, Gray. I knew it.
Oh, that's Vicious Circle. Why does it
Yeah.
feel like
A
what
different
other
name.
Can you look up all his special titles?
Like he was
He was hot.
He was
yeah,
hot.
He was a stud, dude.
Now he's just like old and gross and is married to someone who looks too young. Who is too young.
he was so
Okay.
funny.
Wait,
Are
he's
we-
gonna
we
pull up the
found it?
email.
It's
Read the-
really cringe, dude.
read it like
It's the
your
best.
your.
It's-
Can I
Want me
read
to
it?
read it?
This is November
Don't
10th.
skip anything.
November 10th, 2005.
2005. Okay.
Subject is
How old were you?
15. Subject is showing some love. I must have been a sophomore in high school. Hello, Dan. What's up, buddy? I just got back from Thursday show in Trenton, NJ, and it absolutely rocked. One of the best nights of my life by far. When you came out for the encore, I was flipping out. That was actually my friend who said, "We love you, Dane," and then you gave us a shout out, and we all stood up. Thanks for that, man. I'm never going to forget how awesome of a time I had laughing my ass off at your jokes. The references to your previous specials were so awesome. I don't know if you were actually looking at me, but it seemed like you noticed my shirt, which I had spray painted a SoFi on earlier today, and we were all wearing one. So that was pretty cool. We were going to stay after to meet you and stuff, but the security guard said you weren't coming out. So sad.
So sad.
But next time and every other time you come around here to New Jersey, I'll be supporting you. Until then, SoFi to you.
Oh, I don't
Mike
think that's
Sheffer.
cringy at all.
Cute.
Yeah, no, that's not cringy.
Did he respond? No.
No, he did not respond.
What an
Dang.
ass.
That's really cute.
Yeah, I don't think that's cringy. I think it's sweet. Do you guys remember Snapchat spectacles?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I had Snapchat.
I'm
spectacles.
sure
Dan
you
Sheffer
did.
still wears them.
Of course he does.
They were awful quality. They were awful.
So okay, so what was it? It looked like sunglasses, correct?
Yes.
And you'd put them on, and it would attach to your Snapchat somehow.
Yeah, so you could record snaps directly from the spectacles.
And so what, you'd like
post
click
them
a
automatically.
button?
Yes.
And it would just be from your eyeballs?
It would be 15-second or 30-second spurts of just video, and then it would just, I think it would like automatically create the post, and then you tap send on your phone.
Only to Snapchat?
Only to Snapchat. But
What are
people
the
were
glasses
like,
now that they have?
The Google
they have
Lens.
the Ray-Ban Metas.
Those ones, yeah.
I mean, the Snapchat spectacles were kind of cool because they were like wearables that people would actually use, but
if you were like a
they were, like,
creator
yellow.
if you were a skateboarder, somebody who was very mobile doing things and you wanted to
Yeah.
capture your day, I think that's like pretty useful.
Yeah.
But like,
It's kind of like the same thing that Casey and I sat and invent the beam or whatever.
Yeah.
oh right,
yeah, just
Well-
around the time Snapchat came out. So
yes, Snapchat spectacles.
Yeah, it came out in 2016, so right in the thick of our Vine days.
They had a really cool charging case, though.
Yeah.
It was like that yellow case, and you would charge the case, and
Yes.
they would charge the
Weren't
glasses.
the glasses
That's
like
right.
ugly though? They were like plastic
They were
They
yellow.
looked like
big.
Willy Wonka glasses.
Yeah, and it
They
had,
were-
I
like-
feel like TJ had them.
I'm sure.
a lot of people
So
had
But
them.
I
They
think
were pretty
they
popular.
got them like for emo night. He has the, oh my God, it's so funny, the Ray-Ban ones, like
Yeah.
the first edition of
No.
them. He wore them while he was DJing at a festival, but like it picks up the audio so close to you, so it's literally just him singing all the songs.
Oh, is it so
And he was
funny?
like, it's so funny.
my
And like
God.
he's so out of breath because they're like jumping around and doing everything. And it's
Oh, no.
really, really funny.
Oh, it's one of those things you're like, no one can hear this.
Yeah, I mean, he sent it to people, and we were all like having a little laugh about it. But
It's like when you
very
record a
funny.
concert and it's just your voice.
Yeah.
out the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Oh, I get so mad when I this is very specific to me, but like when Taylor Swift finally did Tortured Poets Department on tour, I was like, oh, I can watch like high quality videos of it on YouTube. And every single video, it looked like it was filmed like a professional, but then I click it and it's just someone filming and you hear everyone singing. You can't even hear.
Oh yeah, they'll do a professional thumbnail and you think it's like pro
Yeah.
shot, and then it's just a nightmare.
yeah.
the worst.
Do you guys remember Quibi?
Yeah,
This, okay.
I have that written down.
Was it supposed to be a streaming service, but of like short, like
Yes.
films
On
and
the go.
on the go stuff?
And the big thing was that you could watch it vertically or horizontally.
that's right.
So basically, it just meant everything was shot in like this square aspect ratio, so it just looked.
We filmed stuff for Quibi.
We did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
Liza did something for them.
She did. She had like a whole show.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that show.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
I don't remember what show it was.
It was like
Not Liza on
her
Demand.
doing a bunch of little different jobs.
No,
and
that was
stuff.
Liza on Demand. That was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
That was on
YouTube
YouTube
Red.
Red. Get it straight.
Oh,
My
YouTube
bad.
Red.
Yeah.
Red.
That
All
was
the
a-
creators had their shows.
And Liza had another show on YouTube also, right?
She did so
Probably.
many things.
Yeah, we went to like the premiere on the rooftop.
That was for
like
Liza
an-
on Demand, I think.
I think it was, yes.
Where she had all the little jobs, and Kevin.
I think that
from-
was her
Kevin
only
Nealon
YouTube
was there.
show.
Oh, that was that show? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, I was there too.
Yeah, at EPLP.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I like remember that for some reason.
Well, once you said Kevin, triggered a little
Nealon.
memory for me.
Did he hit on you or something?
Not me.
Someone else?
You're talking about your brother, Kevin?
No.
No, Kevin Nealon, the comedian.
Oh.
Doug
Yup.
You
Wilson
know what
on
I'm
Weeds.
talking about.
Yup. Oh my god, I remember he was like standing with us for a couple minutes. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I love weeds.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was standing behind us in line, and I was just like, oh, pretty sick. And then I realized he was in the show. But
Yeah.
we'll spill the tea after, I guess.
Yeah.
He had a really good joke where he saw Liza and like, the tables at the place had like, flowers and stuff like in the middle of each table. He like saw Liza and goes, oh, these are for you.
Oh.
He picked up the flowers like, I got these
That's
for you.
very
I was like,
funny.
good bit.
Ugh, I loved his character in Weeds.
Me
Oh,
too.
me too. Doug Wilson,
Best
baby.
show.
Yeah, so Quibi was a big fail. I think the guy raised $2 billion.
It was like so hyped.
so hyped.
And it released in
billion
2020, which is
Right. When everyone
Actually-
everyone was home because it was the pandemic.
Yeah,
and
you'd think
the
it would
whole
have done
idea
well.
was- it kind of was like the idea of TikTok, but before TikTok, where like you just open it up, you watch 5-10 minutes of a thing when you're like at the grocery store, in line, at the doctor's office, and then you get like a full show, but in 5 or 10 minutes. And you could watch it.
Is
very
it because
quickly.
of TikTok kind of that it like failed? Because I wonder if TikTok wasn't around, if it would have been what TikTok kind of is.
I mean, I just think nobody watched it. Like nobody downloaded it. It was super hyped. They spent a shitload of money and just nobody cared. Like
And it wasn't like you could film yourself and post stuff. It was just like shows.
It was like Netflix.
Oh,
like you
okay,
just
okay.
have to see whatever they put on.
I see.
And
I think they focus too much on like the mobile experience, and I think people don't like really
Oh, that's
sitting
right.
watching true entertainment
Yeah.
on the go like
Yeah.
that. People like to sit down and watch like films.
And they shut it
don't.
down after 6 months.
Damn.
After raising $2 billion.
Quibi.
Can you imagine going to investors and like raising $2 billion, paying all these people to make content, building the app, all the advertisements, and then 6 months? Sorry, guys, it didn't work.
It's an awful name. It sounds like a fake startup.
Yes.
Like, what's up, guys?
Quibi.
We're Quibi.
I was gonna say, like,
you can earn Quib points and link up with other Quibbers and upload your Quibs.
It sounds like a vending machine that has like
Quibi.
little like figurines or
It
something.
sounds like a Pokemon.
It's supposed to be
Yes.
quick bites.
Oh.
Quibi.
but they're full shows.
Well, it's like 10-minute shows, but yeah.
Yeah.
Quick
You
bite.
only get 10 minutes of like full show. You're like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
But just like seeing them too, like either way you watch them, it just didn't look good. Because when you film something, it's like you were filming this vertically or we're filming it horizontally, and if it's not like set up for that, it's just not going to look good. And I don't even think I downloaded it, but I remember someone was like, if they offer you a deal, just take it because
Yeah.
this shit
that
is for
was
sure
like,
going to tank.
what was that app, Carly?
What app?
That we,
Oh,
what the fuck was that called?
Owevo.
Owevo.
Guys, Owevo. What a fucking
Owevo.
weird ass app. What a
That
weird.
was like trying to be Vine.
And Triller, remember Triller?
Oh, Triller.
Is Triller still
I
around?
think it.
No.
Oh, it's not.
And they like didn't pay any of the creators, and they were
Well, Owevo wanted to not pay us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the app was failing, but we were like doing all of the stuff that it needed.
It was literally
to
just
do.
like post 3 videos a week
Yeah.
or something like that.
And he was like, "Well, I don't want to pay because the app's not doing well."
Yeah, and we were
"Not
like,
our fucking
"That's
problem,
not
how that
brother."
works.
We were in such the Wild West days of like
Yeah.
Of
apps
influencers
and
or
trying
whatever.
to get these little video startups. Like now it's like just focus on the popular stuff. There's
Yeah.
rarely somebody who's trying to invent this new app.
I hate when
It's,
people are like, this is going to be the new TikTok. It's like, nothing's going to be
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
No, it was
I
literally
hate that.
Vine.
Yes.
Vine,
Yes,
yeah.
it was. And it looked like a kid's toy.
Yes.
Like the.
it was like purple. It was like all
looked
the
like a kid's
primary
app.
colors or whatever.
Yes.
And then even like the guy who we got the deal with he was like, just take like half of the money. And I was like, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
There
no,
were
no.
so many scams
That's
going around
crazy.
in the early
And
days.
whoever was managing us, I'm not going to say names, but there were even like, well, maybe that's.
Well, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, you weren't talking about Quibi. You were talking about the manager.
Yes.
Yes. That was fucked up.
Yeah. And I was like, absolutely not. Get us our full fucking
Yeah,
price.
I'm like,
we signed a
hello?
contract and it's not our problem that this guy's bad at business.
Stand on business, Aaron.
Yeah.
Remember Coney 20?
Coney
Oh, yeah.
2012.
Yeah.
Pony 2012.
People-
Oh my gosh, I remember like getting the chills when the video first came out. I was like in college. I'm like, where are we meeting up? Like
That was like the
let's-
first right wing grift, like
Yes, it was
like
just
fear
this-
mongering.
Oh, but like everyone was changing their profile
What
pictures.
was it again exactly?
Basically, I think it was also started by the same people who did Invisible Children. Is
Yes.
that right? Which
Yes.
is like a
Nonprofit.
nonprofit to support humanitarian efforts in Africa. And this was like this huge social media campaign to go after this African like warlord who was using children as like slave labor and
The name sounds familiar.
and they wanted just to get this
remember the
massive
t-shirts.
global awareness behind it,
Oh.
so that all the governments in the world would like be like, we have to get this guy. But like it all kind of started crumbling apart because apparently like Coney himself was either already like detained or I don't know.
I thought he was like not real.
Or like
something.
wasn't real. There was just it was
was
this
all
huge
fake.
house of cards that crumbled, and even the guy who started Coney 2012 had a full mental breakdown.
Yes.
and went fully nude, running around the streets, yelling at cars down in like Newport Beach or
Oh
like
my
San Diego.
God.
He lost his mind.
Whoa. I mean, I would too, I
he
guess.
was like naked and like jerking off in the streets.
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
different.
It was no, he had like a full he snapped. And then a few days later he was like
After how long?
it was like it was like
2 weeks.
Yeah,
or,
a few
like-
weeks. Like because the video, like he was just the thing was he was just a small nonprofit. They made this trailer for a longer documentary, and the trailer got like 15 million views or something, which at the time was the biggest thing in the world. And they just got all of this attention and all this pressure, and then they kept asking him like, okay, well, what do we do? How do we solve this? And he just like snapped, and then he said like, I just didn't know how to deal with going from like just being this small nonprofit guy to like now being in charge of the world's money to solve this like international
Yeah.
crime case,
Yeah.
and he just fucking snapped.
Where do you think he is now?
He was the CEO of Quibi.
I think
He
he's
made
like gotten his
Flappy Bird.
shit together. I think he's like a good like religious guy. I don't know if he's a good guy, but
So here's some criticism. By 2012, Kony and the Lord's Resistance Army were no longer a threat in Uganda, but the campaign portrayed him as an active danger there. There was questions about where the donations were going and the fact that the donations were going to the filmmakers instead of the actual people. Public breakdown. So like, it was just like one of those things that just like blew the fuck
Just
up.
a fear-mongering creepy video that
so
people just fell
trendy,
for.
just to be like Kony 2020.
Well, especially
gonna
then,
sell
it was
those
like,
T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is that?
remember Harambe? It reminds me of Harambe.
Oh, Harambe, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
What happened exactly again?
The kid went into the gorilla den at a zoo.
Did they kill the
and
gorilla?
They had to shoot Harambe.
They shouldn't have shot Harambe.
But Harambe was dragging the kid around in the water, though.
Maybe they should have. Just kidding.
Harambe.
Harambe
maybe
was
he
fucking the
should-
kid up.
I'm surprised. I always
Yeah, but
thought.
he went into his enclosure.
Yeah, like that's not his
Well, that was a
fault.
big thing. In movies, make you think that they can shoot a tranquilizer at an animal and the animal instantly be like, coon.
Yeah.
No,
It
doesn't
it takes a
happen.
while for the tranquilizer to kick in.
Yeah,
I've
take
never
like
thought
30
about that.
minutes. Like when they do it to a
30
lion.
minutes?
When you see like a lion who's like passed the fuck out, that takes like hours to get them.
Is it because
to-
they're so big?
Yeah, and like it's not.
Dang.
It doesn't happen that quickly. It's like if you go into when you get surgery, you're
Yeah.
breathing in that shit directly, like full huffs, and it takes even like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah.
So if you just shoot a little dart, that's not going to happen even as quickly as regular.
Have you
knockout
guys seen
shoots.
that? Oh my god, it is such a funny clip. I think the podcast Hey Babe, is that what it's called, with Sal from Impractical Jokers.
Oh, yeah, we had him on Unfiltered.
It is the funniest
so
clip
funny.
ever. I can't remember the name of the guy he does the podcast with, but he was telling
Chris
us.
DiStefano?
Yes.
Yes.
He was telling a story about how they were putting down their dog and they went into
Oh, I've seen
the
this clip.
vet. I think I might have sent it to you.
Maybe.
I was watching it on an airplane and I watched it like 3 times. I was just dying. Like, they're such good storytellers. I'll butcher it, but basically they were like, they injected the dog with what was supposed to be the stuff that was going to kill him. And the doctor was like, okay, it'll take like 15 seconds.
And obviously everyone's
to
like, oh my God, okay.
Yeah,
like getting
so
ready.
sad. We've had this dog for our whole life. And then like minute passes and the doctor's like, sometimes it takes longer, like it takes longer, whatever. And so then like after a couple minutes, the doctor's like, 1 second, leaves and comes back and is like, I'm so sorry. We accidentally were giving your dog like
Like an
saline
IV, yeah,
or
sugar
something.
water.
Because the dog next door was dehydrated.
And
Did they kill the other dog?
No.
Oh.
But then he was like, but then the dog was so aware and alive because it got
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
And so it
just
didn't
like-
even
Oh,
seem
they
like it
juiced
needed.
him up right before they killed him?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, it's
It
is
just gets worse and
so
worse when you listen
funny.
to it, though,
Yeah.
because then I think something else
the
happened
clip is
too.
like 3 minutes long. It's so fucking
so
funny. Oh yeah, they sent the ashes to the wrong place.
Oh yeah,
No.
it was crazy.
I'll find it and send it to you guys.
It's a
Look it
very
up
funny
on
clip.
your own, everyone listening. It is such a good clip. They are very, very silly.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet of like the Impractical Jokers, when they're like in the studio with the microphones, and it was like them, and then underneath it was like,
Yeah.
just say that they're eating cats and
Yeah.
dogs. Like that's what that debate looked like, as he was
Literally.
getting told like crazy
It's
shit to say from
so
Impractical Jokers.
Funny.
Ugh.
Do you guys remember Facebook Home?
No.
Okay, I did not know it was a thing either, but it kind of like rang a bell when it came up. But it was a user interface layer for Android devices launched by Facebook in 2013. So a long time ago. It wasn't a standalone app, but more of an overlay that took over your phone's home screen and lock screen, turning them into a Facebook-centric experience. The goal was to deeply integrate Facebook into the daily use of a smartphone. Key features included a cover feed, chat heads. This allowed users to send and receive Facebook messages while using other apps with floating icons. But it basically just failed.
Sounds like it's like spyware on your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
wants to control and see it all.
Did you guys ever have like Bonzi Buddy or
Oh, yes, I remember him.
Bonzi, buddy.
Yeah, it's like the gorilla.
the purple gorilla on your Windows machine in the 90s?
Couldn't you like ask it
I had
questions
the
or something?
paperclip.
No,
Yeah,
that's
like-
Microsoft Word clipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonzi Buddy, it was like just spyware that you would install on your computer. It was a gorilla that would be on your home screen at all
Yep.
times, and you would ask it questions, and it would like give you answers, but it was just fucking your whole computer up. My grandpa had it, and he was showing it to me. I was like, "This looks like it," and you like couldn't close it, and you just would drag this purple gorilla on your screen at all times. It was insane.
God.
I remember that. I had that for sure. I had a couple different ones like
Tanacon.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah, Tanacon.
Do you know the lore of that?
That was my first ever exposure to her. It was a PewDiePie video.
Oh, wow.
And he was talking shit about her. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck this is. And yeah, apparently she like left out. Well, I don't know. Do we want to? I don't want to be in her
It's okay. She
crosshairs.
talks about it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
A recap for those who don't know. So basically, like, Tana went to a VidCon and she wasn't a featured creator, but she was massive. And so she was getting like bombarded by people because she was not allowed backstage. And so then like the fire marshal was like, this is a security hazard, blah, 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 blah. So she was like, I want to do something that like I'll be able to control, whatever. TanaCon.
Same weekend as VidCon.
Same weekend as VidCon. She partners with this group. What the heck were they called? I don't remember.
Oh, that guy in Shane's documentary.
Good Times.
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
was like Good Times or whatever.
Good
So
Times.
She announced it, said that like Casey Neistat was coming, Miranda sings, Shane Dawson. It sold out in 2 minutes.
And this is the same time and location as VidCon?
Yeah.
It was like across from VidCon. Or
Yeah, it was
something.
at a
Zane
different-
and I were also tied
Yeah,
to
I remember
TanaCon.
that.
We had our own hotel room that we went
Yeah.
up to. We had champagne and macaroons, and I'm like, okay, TanaCon, we getting treated. But we were
Yeah.
like, let's leave and go to VidCon. And then we heard about the mess of TanaCon,
Yeah.
Like,
and we
never mind.
couldn't even make it back to like our hotel room there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there were like, I think 3 different tiers. $77 like total was for VIP. And with VIP, you were promised concerts, gift bags, private signings, personal pictures. But then when everyone showed up, it was like so chaotic. The like VIP meet and greets, it was like, oh, you actually have to sign up for these things. But like they didn't tell anybody that ahead of time. So then like meet and greets were sold out. They also fully overbooked. The venue was only 1,000 people. And then Tana put on social media like 20,000 people were there. But then the fire marshal was like, there was only like 4,000 to 5,000
Trump.
people
But
there.
they sold 5,000 tickets?
Yes. So people were waiting outside for up to like 6 hours.
Ugh.
In the
Sunburns,
sweltering.
passing out, 2nd-degree burns. And like people who did get in, they were like gifted their goodie bags and there was like stickers and a condom.
Oh
and
my
people,
God.
and people were like, this is what we paid for. Like
Stickers
How
and
old
a
was she at
condom.
this time? Was she like 18?
this was in 2017 or 18.
Like I
Can't
do
remember.
get it where it's like if you're young and just like this company tells you they're going to put
no,
it
of
together for you.
course.
it
Yeah,
is
I
just
think a lot
so
of it fell
fucked.
on the company.
Of
I mean,
course.
obviously,
there's
it was
like a
Tana's
documentary
name.
you can watch that kind of. Shane Dawson
Yeah,
did a
Shane Dawson
documentary.
did the big
I mean, like those days were just the Wild West where like people were
Figuring
super
it out.
popular and then other people would try and be like,
Yeah.
ooh, I can use their fame to make money and just take them out.
Totally. And then like it was like, oh, we're getting water and food for everyone. No water,
Mm-mm.
no food.
But now they're doing the fucking legit tour, like
Yeah.
all over the country.
Canceled? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Don't-
so did people did not get their money back?
I remember I tried looking it up and I remember in the documentary they were talking about like some people not right away. They also like didn't mention it at all. And like 2 people that day. They weren't like, you guys are going to get your refunds, whatever. I think that they said they had started issuing refunds, but I have no idea if like everyone
there's
to
no way they
this
can
day
refund
has
people for,
gotten their
like,
money back.
Flights and
No,
hotel.
of
I mean, that
course not.
sucks because people flew there for it.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
bought
you could do
VIP
like a
passes.
class action thing at that point, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
wonder
think
how many
yeah.
people you have to have.
I don't know. Probably there's probably enough there.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was.
What was the
crazy.
last VidCon you guys went to?
I don't know.
Maybe before.
Pandemic?
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah, definitely before pandemic.
I feel like I
Probably
only went to like.
2019, but maybe.
Oh wow.
I think.
I know. I
feel like it was
cannot
2018 was the
remember.
last time we went.
Or 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still doing it though.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you got starstruck because we saw John Green.
Yes.
And you were like, he wrote
Yes.
You were like
Yes.
freaking out. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
who
We
he-
were just in a lounge with him.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say something to him. I know Hank Green, but I was
John
like
Green.
fanboying over John
What do you rate
Green.
The Fault in Our Stars?
And
Turtles
so
all the
much
way
more.
down.
See, Matt was so
Looking
condescending.
for
I was like, okay, I
Alaska,
don't know.
an abundance of
So much
Catherines,
more.
Get it
Paper
together.
Towns, Mike.
Okay.
Paper Towns.
Okay.
Oh, I love Paper Towns. That was a good movie.
Do you remember Dippin' Dots?
Oh, I love
love
Dippin'
Dippin'
Oh,
Dots.
Dots.
Joe and I were just talking about this. Where are they?
Everywhere.
At water parks.
Still.
Yeah, they're like
and
Six
theme
Flags.
parks.
I think, can you buy them though for your house?
I'm
Probably.
curious if they're in the grocery stores. The whole thing is
Let's
Dippin'
see.
Dots was always labeled as like the ice cream of the future.
Yeah.
But it, like
I
we're here in the future and
It ain't around.
but I wish there were Dippin' Dots like ice cream parlors. I would
Yeah.
actually
They're not
kind
that
of
good.
the
They're
rainbow.
too cold.
I love Dippin'
Too
Dots.
cold?
I like melting them a little and then mushing them around.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then what's the whole point? You may as well just get regular ice cream if you're going to let
It's
them melt.
fun.
It's a different taste.
Experience.
It is a different taste.
Yeah.
The
I
texture.
also like the Dippin' Dots that are like already kind of in the paper little cone, and you like push
I've
them
never
out.
had that.
Yes.
Yes, I love
When it's
that.
like a little mushy.
And you get the little juice at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh, I've never had
little
that.
second treat.
I feel like they have those like freezers everywhere, but there's no Dippin' Dots in it. It's like
Yes, it's always like
all-
a Dippin' Dots freezer
Yeah.
in a convenience store, but it ain't
with
Dippin'
like
Dots
Choco
in it.
Tacos.
It looks like they have some in malls.
Okay, yes.
Oh,
I really thought when I was a child, if I got Dippin' Dots, I could die happy. Like that was the only thing I needed to do to achieve peak
That's
human
so
experience.
funny.
What was like your go-to flavor?
Rainbow.
Oh.
Rainbow.
I was cookies and
remember.
cream.
Oh
gal.
yeah, I'll take a bite of cookies and cream if someone had it, but I'm not
I
doing
would
the
do
full
the same
commitment.
for rainbow.
Also,
I guess it is
speaking
kind
of
of a flop.
mall kiosks and stuff, shout out to Annie Ann's,
Still
the pretzel
around.
place. It's like a fucking Apple store. The kiosk, I'm like, they're employing 7 or 8 people working this fucking kiosk to
Really?
serve pretzels. I mean,
Yum.
it's at least 5 people working it. And you're telling me my local grocery store can't have like that many people on a
Annie
counter?
Ann's on the up
Annie
and up.
Ann's, full commitment, full hiring. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm happy they're not a flop because that place is good.
I
Yeah.
love that cinnamon sugar pretzel.
Oh,
I always ask
the
them
cheese.
for extra salt. So what they do is they'll take the pretzel, re-dip it in the butter, and then re-dip it in the salt, and then you get like all
Salty
fresh.
boy.
Ooh.
Do
Extra
you,
butter,
do you eat
extra
it plain or do you dip it with something?
Just there, you don't have to accessorize perfection.
Fair.
That is
You actually buy Annie Ann's.
every time I go to the mall because I'm.
How often are you going to
Is
the
it
mall?
Auntie Anne's? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, or Auntie Anne's.
What do you call it? Auntie
I
Anne's?
usually only go to the mall.
Auntie Anne's. We're going to the mall to have some Auntie Anne's and a pretzel.
No, because Aaron says on, so I
I
didn't
say
know.
auntie.
Auntie.
I'm
What do
usually
you? How do you
only
say
at
it?
the mall if I have like a fucking problem with my iPhone where like the screen is cracked or the battery's dying.
Then you have time to kill because I gotta
and
fix it.
it's 3 hours and I'm getting myself a little bit of a fucking treat.
And that lemonade looks so good. It's like constantly stirred. It's
Oh,
coming down the
yeah.
sides. You're like,
I also will touch the pretzel with my bare hands so that they get all oily, and then it will prevent me from going to stores and buying other things with
Oh my
with
God.
my spare time.
Mike, you're
Huh,
insane.
you just walk around then with grease?
A little bit, and then I have a napkin so when I'm ready to go back to the Apple store right before I'll wipe my hands.
That
But
is bizarre.
I'm always surprised like Cinnabon is like still in
Kind of
business. I'm like,
overrated.
who is going just like, I need a full Cinnabon.
look at the
I'm
line
having
of
a
people
day.
who are
It's
waiting in line for that.
crazy.
It's a
It's-
sad state of affairs.
I actually got some recently. I got like the mini ones from
Yeah.
Cinnabon.
Yeah.
They were so good.
Oh, okay.
I was always an Auntie Annie's gal.
Auntie Anne's is and what's
Great
the other one?
American Cookie. Have you ever had that one? Or
No.
All American Cookies or the Great American Cookie? Oh, that place.
Wetzel's Pretzels.
Yeah.
I'll take it. But
Not an
Auntie
auntie.
Anne's is just such a supreme. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wonder who Anne is. Wonder how she's
A
doing.
queen.
Is she alive?
We
Who's
don't know.
Anne?
That'd
Not
be
a
a good
flop.
Look
Halloween
it up.
costume. I'm Auntie.
Is there a photo of her?
I don't know.
Auntie.
I think it's more of a state of mind.
Auntie Anne is it's a vibe. It's an aura.
They also make the little mini ones that they get in
Yeah.
the cup and you get like an
That's what
I
individual.
got.
love a mini.
But you know what? Okay, is it just me or was it pre-COVID? I felt like we were serving up free samples at Chinese places.
Oh, yeah.
In
Oh,
the mall.
Yeah.
Are they not doing
you
that
walk
now?
by that, you have a bit of that.
Is that her? Are you
Is
sure?
that Auntie?
Yes, Anne Baylor.
Dude, I want to go to her house. She
Faith-
probably got she got a bed that's like
faith-driven
made out of pretzel.
entrepreneur.
Like the furniture is all just like
Her
pretzel
curtains
stuff.
are pretzel themed.
Oh yeah, her pool has a lazy river in the shape of a pretzel, and it just goes over.
up,
Lazy River, but it's
Wikipedia.
kind of harsh because it's like
Okay.
really
It
twisty.
says Auntie Anne's is an American franchise chain of pretzel shops founded by Anne Baylor and her husband Jonas in 1988. Auntie Anne's serves products such as pretzel, blah, 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 blah. 1,200 stores. Their slogan as of 2010 is pretzel perfect.
That's cute.
Pretzel perfect.
36 years ago in Pennsylvania. Headquarters? Anyone want to guess?
New Jersey.
New York.
Carrollton, Texas.
Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta. Their revenue is 500 million as of 2020.
Okay, and
Damn.
That's nuts.
She got a big $30 million
It
house.
She started at a farmer's market.
Wow.
and went big.
That recipe just fucking is
They nailed
unbeatable.
it.
She
It's unbeatable.
slays.
I'm really never craving a pretzel though.
Oh my God, wait.
I
Mike,
really am not either.
In 1992, the first train station location opened at Penn Station.
I've had many
Flop.
Auntie Anne's pretzels in that Penn Station.
Oh my God.
That's another big treat.
Where's this biopic?
Yeah, no, for
I'd
real.
watch
I
it.
would
To be honest.
love Auntie Anne's, written by Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, they
Just
could do like
this
a-
pretzel drama.
Like
Yeah.
the Pop-Tart one? Or,
The Jerry Seinfeld
yeah, it's like
Pop-Tart
that,
one.
but,
Oh my God.
but for Auntie
Yeah.
Anne.
They
Sounds-
donate to children's hospitals.
Also, another underrated woman, Mrs. Fields, who's still alive and
Those
kicking.
cookies.
Yeah,
She is?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What if like those been around for like
Mrs.
hundreds
Fields,
of years?
I don't know. Mrs. Fields, I feel like is like in school vending machines. Like it's kind of like
They're
They're really
Fields.
good.
They're
It's not
really
Sandra
good.
Lee.
They're at
Is Sandra Lee one?
isn't that Turkey?
Oh,
Sarah
I thought it
Lee.
was-
Sarah Lee.
Sarah
That's
Lee.
like
Sarah
a
Lee.
bread.
Or Little Debbie. Who's Little Debbie? Isn't that part of like Sarah Lee? Like the
I
whole
We
think
should just do a
so.
whole episode.
on
of
pastries.
women mascots.
Yeah.
Mrs. Fields is like still around, and what?
Anne Baylor's autobiography, Twist of Faith. The story of Anne
Twist
Baylor,
of Faith.
founder of Auntie Anne's Pretzels, is currently being adapted into a feature film biopic.
Wow. We'll have to go see it.
Wait, we should get her on the pod.
Yeah.
Twist of Fate. That's so
Wait,
good.
wait.
Oh, Twist of Fate.
Oh, it's gonna be like a
Oh.
Lifetime movie.
Yeah,
Of that.
yeah.
Where it's like, oh god,
It's going to be bad, but maybe so
Wow.
she's like a massive Trump supporter. Oh damn.
It does say that she is a
little.
faith what did it say?
good. A God-fearing woman?
Yeah, I'll mind my P's
Dude,
and
if we
Q's.
got
Yeah.
Auntie fucking Anne on the show,
I'd be
we
like,
all dress up as like employees.
Faith-driven
Pretzels?
entrepreneur, it says.
And come on. Come on
Suddenly,
the pod.
I'm religious.
yeah,
Get
I'm-
on here,
I am
queen.
and I'm a Christian, please.
She's like, you guys
I'll
are
vote for
fun.
Trump if you come on the podcast.
Please. And bring some of your prets.
wow.
Pretsies.
Another flop, Ashley Simpson on SNL.
Ooh,
Oh,
that was
I-
rough. And she did not deserve that.
No,
I
she did not.
know,
I saw
know.
that live.
Me too.
I
I did
saw
too,
that
Matt.
live.
You were
I did
at
too.
Oh, I
SNL?
thought.
I was having a slumber party at my friend Christopher's house, and we watched that happen live.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely probably watched it live too. I was obsessed with her.
But I didn't see it as like lip singing. I was like, something
Well,
went
she
wrong.
walked off the stage.
Well, she
Well,
did
she
a
did her like
hoedown.
weird
Yeah.
dance thing.
Yeah, she did the hoedown, then she blamed her voice. But you know, she can fucking sing. She
Yes.
just performed recently.
Yeah.
It did
Really good.
Pieces of Me. Nailed all the notes. I wish that was like just such pre-social media where we all ganged up on Ashley Simpson.
If social media was around, oof, it would have been so much worse.
I think people would have
Could've
just
been
been
good
like,
memes.
"Oops." I think she could have been quicker about making a joke about it, and people would have forgotten it faster.
But I think back then it wasn't like well known that people use backing tracks
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Totally.
And that's
Milli
all it
Vanilli, their whole
was.
career also, they
Oh,
got
yeah.
completely destroyed because they
girl, you know it's true.
yeah, people just didn't know that,
One
you know.
of them died.
Really? Millie or Vanilli?
Really?
Millie or Vanilli?
I don't know. I think maybe both are dead.
Another big
I
flop.
don't know. What?
Benifer.
Called
Rip,
it.
rip.
Run the
Benifer,
clip.
I went
You
through
did?
the whole timeline of their relationship because it's just the fanfare the second time around. I feel like was so exciting, and I was like, wow, that's really sweet.
For it
Like
to
after
just-
20 years, and then you like make a movie about like your relationship,
And then immediately get divorced.
yeah.
How long were they dating again the second time?
Okay, I got their timeline in case we wanted to go into
Oh,
it.
sure.
They reunited in April of 2021.
Okay.
And that was after she ended her engagement to A-Rod after the Southern Charm Madison LaCroix scandal.
Oh, yeah.
Her and A-Rod were just an engagement. They were
Yeah,
never married.
They were supposed to get married, but then he allegedly cheated on her with a cast member of a Bravo TV show. So probably many other people as well.
Like Dave Grohl.
They broke up.
That was fucking insane.
There goes my
I
hero.
There you go.
So I saw, the internet was very funny that day. And it was like, Dave, he should have started his statement with,
Oh, yeah.
I've got another confession.
Oh,
to
yeah.
make."
I also tweeted, like, how come every person who, like, bashes Taylor Swift gets majorly embarrassed? Like,
Yeah.
All I could
At
think
some
about was
point.
I was literally on a plane with them earlier this year and that woman was pregnant.
yeah.
Like he was on a
weird.
family trip. That woman was pregnant.
I saw a tweet and it was a girl who posted a picture back in March and she took a picture with Dave Grohl and her hand was like on his stomach and it was like, he's pregnant.
Pregnant.
And then she quote tweeted yesterday and was like,
He probably
well,
was like, shit. How
She knows.
How does she know?
that is, men are so disgusting. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I was seeing
but-
stuff too
Listen.
that said that they had an open relationship. Like, I need
Oh.
some more insight.
Okay,
to
interesting. Am I the asshole?
This
It's
relationship.
surprisingly, yeah, or they've been together since what, 2003. rock star kind of relationship. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
rare thing for like a couple to like be that successful.
Yeah, but he
I
has this
don't
like
know.
good guy image too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not like most rock stars. He's not like most rock stars, but
But apparently he is because men are men. Talking about Bennifer, give us the timeline.
April 2021, they reunite. 2022, April, engaged. So a year later, they're
Okay.
engaged.
I thought it was way quicker than that for some reason.
Well, I think like it did seem that way.
Mm-hmm.
2022, they get married in July. So they got married really quickly after. That was their first wedding. Then they have another wedding in August of 2022.
Why?
Because one was like a wedding in Vegas elopement type of ordeal. So like no one was there.
Oh.
Then they had like a big wedding. But they did take 2 honeymoons. One after their first
Well,
wedding and then one after their second wedding.
That's funny.
Then in like April of this year is when rumors started that they were like,
When is the video of him slamming the door when they're like walking out of a restaurant and she like walks around the door and he fucking slams it?
probably.
I think it
Oh.
was kind of early on into the whole thing.
That's apparently though he was more upset with the paparazzi than with her. Like,
Yeah,
they
I'm
were
sure.
they were both kind of.
He always seems like he's in a bad mood, but I'm sure
Yeah.
But like
just
this quote from her documentary, it was so painful after we broke up. Once we called off that wedding, do you know the lore of them calling off their wedding?
no.
the first time around.
Yeah, so they called off their, oh my God, I got a quote and I was like, oh my God. They got engaged. He bought her a $2.5 million ring. It was 6.1 carats. Then they postponed their wedding 3 days before. And they were just getting like so much media attention. And they had planned like 3 other decoy weddings so that the media wouldn't show up at their wedding.
Wow.
But then they
Pretty smart.
inevitably, they were like, we're missing the plot here. Like we shouldn't be doing this. Postpone the wedding. Then they just call it off and separate.
Oh,
But this quote says, it was so painful after we broke up. Once we called off that wedding 20 years ago, it was the biggest heartbreak of my life. And I honestly felt like I was going to die. It sent me on a spiral for the next 18 years where I
Jesus.
couldn't get it right. But now, 20 years later, it does have a happy ending. It has the most
Oh,
would
man.
never happen in Hollywood ending. They would be like, that would never happen. So we're not going to write that because nobody would believe it ending.
rip.
Whoop.
Yikes.
Womp, womp,
Yikes. I
womp.
still want to watch the documentary just
Oh,
because.
me too. Especially now.
I know, especially the
oh,
J-Lo one.
There's a documentary
Or the
her-
movie. I don't know
Oh,
what
this
it is.
This
It's
is
a
the
documentary.
real me.
Yeah.
She paid for it. It was $20 million.
There's a scene where she's dancing in the rain and everyone thinks she is eating it. But it
Oh,
is
no.
it's
It's also, Aaron, did you get a? Well, I'll say this. I feel like the one celebrity Aaron and I've talked the most shit about is J-Lo, and I got. Did we talk about this?
Yes.
Okay. We got J-Lo PR, like makeup. It was so
Oh.
strange. I was like,
We haven't spoken shit about her.
no, we haven't, but we
just
have
talked
been
about our
vocal.
bad experience.
Yeah,
with
she's
her.
like the one celebrity that we've had kind of a bad
Yeah.
experience with.
Another flop. Paper straws.
oh.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
hate
one
those
video of that
things.
fucking turtle ruined it for everybody. That's what started it.
But I feel like paper straws are kind of being phased out. I haven't encountered a paper
Hopefully-
straw in a minute.
I haven't either.
They have paper straws everywhere. Alfred uses. It's all like the coffee shops. You don't drink
Oh.
coffee.
I feel like I usually just don't use a straw. Like I'll get like a cold brew or something.
I have to use a straw.
I don't like. Yeah, paper ones suck because they just start disintegrating
They're
like immediately.
disgusting.
And also
Remember
the
when
metal ones are super dangerous for you.
they
Really?
can, like
they
go
can
up your nose?
Like if someone like
Oh.
if you had an accident, it can like go through your fucking
Oh, that's a good
face. I
point.
saw some
That's
TikTok
why we stay
about
with
it.
the Walla.
It freaked me out.
TJ brought that up, and then I was like, "Thank you so much. I never thought of that before, and now I
Yeah.
It's
like
just
I'll
having
only
a
be
full
seated
metal rod
using
like
my."
right there, and that can go.
Yeah.
If some weird accident happened, you could be driving in a car accident, whoosh,
Oh,
Final Destination style through your.
When I was
skull.
like 3 years old, I had a little chopstick in my mouth, and I ran and I fell, and the
Oh, that's the
chopstick went
worst.
into the roof of my mouth, and I still can feel the little circle of where it went in.
that cut up there is the worst.
Oh, yeah.
When you drink or eat anything, it just hurts
Burning
so
your
bad for like
fucking
2 days.
Roof of your mouth when
and
you
then
eat
your
pizza.
skin peels off.
Yeah.
It'll ruin like 3 days worth of eating. food.
Literally.
If you take that one bite of pizza, you're just fucked for like 3 days.
I will say though, this is like a very weird thing, I'm sure, but when it starts peeling off, I love playing with it with my
Oh
tongue.
yeah. Then you get to
Ew.
rip it off finally.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I like the way that it feels because it's like past the part of it hurting anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's just shedding.
Yeah, and then I'm like, ooh.
Oh.
Or the
Ew.
worst is when you make a new one, you like accidentally bite down the inside of your cheek. And
Oh,
you're like,
that's
you're
the. You're like,
There
I
it
just
goes.
fucked myself.
That's
And then
It's
you're
like
just
talking to people and you
pissed.
accidentally bite your lip, but it's like at a
Yes.
fancy
Or
dinner
your
and you're just
tongue.
like,
It's the worst. Oh, you know what sucks is stubbing your toe because does it hurt right away?
Oh, I
It
turn
comes up-
into a toddler when I
Me
stub
too.
my toe. I'm like, oh.
I know, me too.
It's just, it's the only way I could like cope with the pain. I can't be like, oh, well, I have to be like, oh.
No, it is like the worst subtle pain ever.
like,
And then you just swear. Like you're
Oh,
like,
you have
"Fuck,
to
shit,
fucking
bitch."
curse.
Like that's the only time I think I'd punch a wall.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
stub
Is stubbing
your
my toe. That's the most
'Cause
anger
it's
I felt
just
in a
like,
long
are you
time.
fucking kidding me
Yeah.
right
who
now?
put this here? Even though I did. Like,
Yeah.
I put the dresser where it needs
It
to
just
be.
makes you feel dumb.
Ugh.
Like I'm like, I feel so dumb.
My
that I
bed frame
did
is
that
so low to the ground. Nolan and I are always knocking our shins on it.
all the fucking time.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh yeah. It's the
That is the
worst.
Get a
worst
soft
pain.
frame.
No, but I like it. It's like wood. It looks really nice. I love it.
And you have to hit something else after you stub your toe. Like you hit
You
your
have
stub,
to.
you have to fucking release
Yeah.
it somehow because it's just
Yeah.
Matt's like, Patricia, get over here.
No, it's like scary when like TJ will do it in the bedroom and
You'll
I'm like
hear
in
him.
the living room and then I'm like, what's wrong?
No,
what
I know.
happened? And then it's just yeah.
So dramatic.
But
Boy, they're so
then I'm like,
dramatic.
oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Are we good on time?
yeah. I think that was a good set of fails. I would say everybody.
I love a good flop.
Good flops.
We're just
Flop
here
era.
flopping around, flip flopping and yapping.
Started back in 1912 with the Titanic, ended up with stubbing your toe. We do it all here at Good Influences, everybody. Aren't you glad you're signed up to this show?
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Please like it. Please give a comment and also give a review.
Yeah,
and
really
if
good
you
though.
haven't watched all the other episodes in the past, give those a watch or a listen as well. Tons of great topics. And comment down below what other topics you would like to see us cover.
Yes,
we really
please.
appreciate the support. Much love and toodles.
Bye, guys.